The Christmas Hotel by Jolilo. Chapter 23. Canada, Day 5. The kitchen seemed to be the hot new place in his hotel. However, maybe only because Harry really liked it in there, and it seemed as if all the guests knew that he wanted to be the next chef here. Today they were gathered in the kitchen to have a hot chocolate contest. All the guests had to make the best one, and the staff plus Nikolai and Agatha were judging. Matthew and Draco already bickered about how to make it undetectable that Harry was doing a hot chocolate and that no one should take away his voice. If Harry hadn't been so focused on his hot chocolate, he would have loved to listen in on their discussion. Daniela surely was, and she sometimes added a sentence or argued with Matthew and Draco. It was just like always. In the end, Margarita was the unlikely winner of this contest, dropping what looked like an entire bottle of some alcohol into her huge mixture of hot chocolate. Jax went over and tasted it and almost spit it back out, coughing. "No one can drink this, Margarita. How the hell did you win?" Margarita grinned and winked at him. "I just changed all the names on the plates into mine." "What?" Peeps asked and grabbed the nameplates next to her hot chocolate. In fact, the name Margarita stood there. "You are evil, you know that, right?" "Oh yeah, that's not really in question, darling," Margarita said with a huge grin. "And I did win in the end." Draco chuckled and shook his head. "You would have made an amazing Slytherin, my friend." Harry laughed. "The worst of all of them, I believe." The cleaning up was on very fast, and after all the guests had left, Nikolai came up to Harry. "Could we have a talk with you in a private setting?" After he agreed, and Draco sent them off to his office behind the reception desk, Agatha closed the door and sat down next to her husband. Harry was about to hold his breath when the pair smiled at him. "So, we heard from Draco that you're interested of becoming a financial benefactor." Harry opened his mouth to say something when Agatha continued. "Which of course would be helpful, since we've been getting a lot of bad press from Archer, I think his name was." "Asher," Harry corrected and shrugged his shoulders. "I like the idea of a traveling Christmas hotel, and of course I like the people here, and I would just like to ensure that there will be a lot more people who can enjoy this." Nikolai grinned and nodded. "Thank you, it means a lot. And we could truly need a more stable person to help us out, if that is what you want to do." Harry nodded, and the pair pulled out a rather nice contract, which Harry was told to read in peace and not when they were sitting there, breathing down his neck. And once he was comfortable with everything, he should come and find them again. Once they left the small office, Harry stared at the contract as if he was dreaming. It didn't seem like a sort of dreamlike state. He was offered a job at this place to be the financial benefactor, and he had found friends and family here and, well, a boyfriend. Speaking of that devil, Draco entered not a minute later and grinned at him. "I'm not here. Just ignore me." He started grabbing a few parchments while Harry sniggered. "Darling, if I ever ignored you, you'd never forgive me, so I won't." Draco smirked, looking back. "Well then, keep staring at my perfect ass." "That's what you think," Harry taunted and sniggered at the heartbroken look he received from the Slytherin. "You're a mess, Draco." "Nothing new," Draco answered, kissed him, and was gone within a second. Harry smirked while he continued reading the contract. Yeah, he could imagine living here. Honestly.